You would be surprised.
I am surprised. In fact,
If I woke up tomorrow with my head sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am right now.
and what am I surprised at? Well, the fact that a Flat Earth channel is uploading these TikTok compilations of other Flat Earthers so that people like me can then take them and react to them. Very surprising and a bit weird.
How many people actually send me this video?
Okay, well that's not what I thought he was gonna say. So what video is it you're talking about?
Thinking that this is evidence of the rotation of the Earth. It's not. The Earth is stationary. The only thing that moves is the sky.
And let me guess, you're about to prove it. Please subscribe. Well, hello there, how are you today? I am overjoyed as always. The last two videos have been TikTok compilations and they've done really well. And they both come from the same YouTube Flat Earth channel. Flat Earth Banjo USA. Or Japan and Brazil as well, for some unknown reason. And talking about unknown reasons, Caleb here is about to explain to us why the Earth is stationary and the sky is what's actually moving.
Now let's explain the trickery. Essentially, all that these tricksters did was take an equatorial mount, which spins on this axis 360 degrees, attach a DSLR to the top with a wide-angle lens, use this keypad to have it follow a specific star, wandering star, or constellation, and essentially all that it did was spin with the movement of the sky, giving the illusion that the Earth is moving.
Do you want to tell him or should I? Now, an equatorial mount, by its design and functionality, actually provides evidence against the Earth being flat and stationary. And here's why. An equatorial mount is perfectly designed to track the stars by aligning with Earth's rotational axis, pointing towards the celestial poles in both the north and south. And this wouldn't make sense if the Earth were flat, as there would be no specific rotational axis or poles. Now, the mount compensates for Earth's rotation, allowing it to follow the apparent motion of the stars across the sky, a task that would be unnecessary on a flat, non-rotating Earth, where stars would move in a simple uniform pattern. Furthermore, the fact that these mounts must be aligned differently depending on whether you're in the northern or southern hemisphere reinforces the reality of Earth's round shape and axial tilt. Essentially, the mechanics and global use of equatorial mounts are a testament to our planet being a rotating sphere, cleverly exploiting Earth's geometry to observe space.
The sky moves, not the Earth.
And when you say silly things like that, Caleb, that's how we know that you have literally no clue what you're talking about. So you all find it impossible to accept that the Earth is rotating and traveling through space, but easy to accept that the Earth is flat, doesn't move at all, but the entirety of space rotates around it.
Every single experiment that has been done in the history of mankind to prove the motion of the Earth has failed.
Apart from this one, you mean, which was done by a group of flat earthers?
A 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Interesting.
Have a good day on this level stationary plane, and don't fall for these type of tactics and trickery.
Wise words, Caleb, but the problem is anybody who believes the Earth is flat has already fallen for your trickery. That is what you meant, isn't it?
If I tell you I'm a flat earther and this is the first thing that pops in your head, you've been deceived. Flat Earth was actually widely believed by many different religions for a lot longer than we've thought the Earth was a ball. So who are you going to trust?
Now this is a tricky one. Who am I going to trust when it comes to the shape of the Earth today in 2024? Ancient religions or modern science? You know, the people that actually have researched this sort of thing and can prove it quite easily. Can I come back to you on this?
We all know the story of the Tower of Babel in the Bible, but let me explain to you how it proves flat Earth.
Yeah, the only thing that the Bible proves is that even in ancient times people would believe anything, but at least they had an excuse.
Genesis chapter 11 verse 4 clearly states, "And they said, Go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth."
See, now this is the problem with flat earthers. How about you try reading a science book instead of a Bible?
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't see how you could build a tower going up and ever reach anything except, the vacuum of space on this model.
Ah, so you're a dome guy then?
But this model makes a whole lot more sense. If you could build a tower going straight up, and you could eventually meet God and try and overthrow him. like they did in the Tower of Babel.
Now look, I've got to ask, how high do flat earthers think the dome is? The tallest building in the world today is only 828 meters tall, or 2,717 feet, and that's the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, and that was built using modern engineering.
What up, fam? We're back at it with a fun one that triggers the Globers.
Well, what up to you too?
This time we're talking about two things: sea cables and southern cruises, or maybe a lack of.
Ooh, cruises, tidy. So are we talking about the Southern Pacific cruise? Or the ultimate 5-star Indian Ocean cruise? Maybe the Antarctic cruise? Or Patagonia and the Chilean Fords? Or maybe it's Argentina and Chile, all of which are cruises in the Southern Hemisphere.
So here we got a Mercator map of the Earth, and there's a few places where these sea cables don't connect. Check this out.
Okay, cool. Now, I was all ready to talk about all the cruises that happen in the Southern Hemisphere, but if you want to speak about sea cables first, I'm happy with that.
From South America to South Africa, or from South Africa to Australia, or from Australia to South America. These should work perfectly on a globe, but they don't connect, and I'll show you why.
But there are undersea cables that run between South America and South Africa, and these cables are part of the global network of submarine telecommunication cables that connect various continents to facilitate international data and communications traffic. And the cables help in providing robust high-speed internet and telecommunication services across continents, contributing significantly to global connectivity. Why do you think they're not there?
Because the Earth is not a ball, it's actually flat.
Ah, right, now I understand. So the undersea cables that actually are there, the reason you say they're not there is because you can't make it work in your tiny fluff mine. I understand now.
For example, South America to South Africa. That would be way further on a flat Earth, or from South Africa to Australia, or from Australia all the way to South America.
Ah, right, now I understand. So because you can't make it work on your magical space pizza, then they must just not be there at all. Okay.
And now the other part, talking about cruises, why are there no cruises from South America to Australia or South America to New Zealand?
Not really sure why this has shocked me so much, but after a very quick Google search, I found this Trans-Pacific cruise, which sails from America and visits French Polynesia, New Zealand, and Australia. So I have no idea where you're getting your information from, pal, but it's wrong.
So how many coincidences do you guys need that point to a flat Earth to stop believing in your cartoon globe model?
Well, the only coincidence I can see is the fact that you were just repeating parrot fashion things that you've heard other flat earthers say, and the fact that every bit of information you just shared with your audience was completely wrong seems irrelevant to you.
So check this out. You can create a perfectly straight rainbow when it's reflecting off a straight piece of glass. Why are the rainbows we see outside in the sky shaped like that?
I know exactly what you're about to say, and I also know that it's gonna be wrong. The curve of a rainbow has nothing to do with the Earth's shape. Instead, it results from the geometry of how light interacts with water droplets in the atmosphere, which is why it's always funny when flat earthers try to use rainbows to prove the dome.
We know that the Bible depicts a flat earth with a dome or firmament over top.
Right, first of all, learn what depict means, and second of all, the Bible does not say anything at all about the shape of the earth, and I don't care what anyone says. You're wrong.
When we look to the Bible to see what the firmament is made out of, it tells us in Job 37:18, "Hast thou with them spread out the sky, which is strong, and as a molten looking glass?"
I mean, you can believe that if you want to. It would be wrong, but it's your choice to believe something that's wrong, I suppose. And by believing that that is talking about an actual physical dome being over the whole earth, encapsulating it, you also then by default are saying that because you believe that because it's in the Bible, that you also believe in a talking burning bush and a talking snake, and that's some old giffer with a majestic beard parted the Red Sea.
He confirms this furthermore in Revelations 15:2, "And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on a sea of glass, having harps of God."
Now, I don't know what any of that means, nor do I care, but how sad a life must a flat earther have if they have got time to sit down with a teeny weeny little Bible and go through it from cover to cover, highlighting all the points in the Bible that they think supports a flat earth? I mean, come on, you need a more interesting hobby than that.
Back to the rainbow now. It's common to see a double rainbow where there is an inverted rainbow on top of the other rainbow.
Double complete rainbow.
This is just getting embarrassing now. I know words are hard, but inverted means upside down. So for it to be an inverted rainbow, one would need to be going this way and one would need to be going that way, like a smiley face.
Now this could only be possible if something is reflecting it.
Now look, I don't want you to hurt yourself or anything, but a dual rainbow, also known as a double rainbow, features two rainbows appearing together, with the outer one fainter and its colours reversed compared to the brighter inner one. Hang on a second, actually that may be what he meant earlier on by inverted. Anyway, it's not important. And this stunning visual occurs when sunlight enters raindrops undergoing refraction and dispersion. The inner primary rainbow forms as light refracts entering the droplet, reflects off the back and refracts again exiting. And the secondary outer rainbow is created by light that reflects twice inside the raindrop before exiting at a wider angle of about 50 to 53 degrees, reversing the colour sequence. And the secondary rainbow appears less vivid because additional light is lost due to this extra reflection.
Which only means one thing.
You haven't got a clue what you're talking about? Yeah, we can tell.
Hey, you. You still think Antarctica is a continent at the bottom of a globe?
Yeah? Do you still think that the Earth is flat?
You haven't figured it out? It's an ice wall yet? Well, stick around. If you watch this whole thing, you might just figure it out.
I wouldn't hold your breath, pal. And for the love of loving stuff, why is it that none of these flat earthers seem to be aware that ice floats on water? So it's not exactly going to be that useful for holding in the oceans of the world, is it? But first, it would have to be real anyway, so...
Let's first take a walk down memory lane back to 1957 when the Navy went to Antarctica. And what did they find? A never-ending, and I mean never-ending ice wall. And I fast forward this thing here so you can just get an idea of it. But they're panning and panning and panning and flying a helicopter and panning, and they never get to the end because it is an ice wall that surrounds all the known lands.
What? No way. Look, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to give you a demonstration, actually. It's about time I moved around a bit. Imagine I'm flying in a helicopter. Ice wall. He's not panning, is it, you div? He's just flying past it.
You see, these old maps used to show it. This is called the Hammond map from 1933, and you can research this yourself. And look, this is Antarctica down here, okay? They're not showing Antarctica as a continent at the bottom. They're showing Antarctica as an ice wall that surrounds us. This isn't the outline of the map. That's the outline of Antarctica.
You know, if somebody had told me 6 years ago before I started my channel that there were people who were this stupid, I wouldn't have believed you. All the Hammond map from 1933 is a projection of the globe. Antarctica is a continent right at the bottom of the globe. Not that there is a top and a bottom on a sphere. But I don't want any flat earthers to stumble across this video to hurt themselves trying to think about it. But when you flatten out the globe, then yeah, of course Antarctica will span around the rim, because does it really matter? Does it really matter at all?
See, this is what NASA tells us Antarctica looks like, and to me, this looks like it could easily be CGI or something a kindergartner drew.
Something else which is NASA's fault. Don't you realize NASA didn't invent maps?
Like I said, I think there's some actual evidence that above our enclosed system is some sort of fluid, maybe a superfluid, maybe it's just regular water, but this is called the lunar wave, and it's been captured dozens of times. And I think this, plus what I'm going to show you next with stars, is pretty good evidence that it's not infinite space above us, but some sort of fluid.
And on that note, I think we'll call this video done. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you in the next one. Oh, you're still here then. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe even learned something new. If you did, then you'll probably enjoy this video as well. Don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already, and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you all again very soon, or in a few minutes, if you do decide to watch this recommended video. Love you, bye.